Pretty nice day. Probably a good day to start a K-swap. I don't know. So, if you're new to this channel, I will show you what the crack is. In here, I haven't looked under here for weeks, but under here we've got the K20 Turbo that's all up and running, all wired up nicely. Big old 3076 from max speeding rods, and yeah, all runs, drives lovely, but the van is scrap because of the body control module. And I've spoken to some Peugeot people and they've advised that I just give up on this vehicle. So the plan is to take the engine out of there and come down here, and we have my daily driver, which is a CG13 DE with a turbo on it. And I'm going to take this engine out and I'm going to sell loads of bits off it, because at the moment I don't have a job, and I think I've got £7 left of my overdraft. And also I found out that my driving license is out of date, and it's going to take me 15 working days to get a birth certificate so I can prove who I am, so then I can get a license, which will take 3 weeks. So we could be talking 4 to 6 weeks that I can't drive anyway, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? Anyway, I don't really fit into this world. I don't know why I'm on this planet, but let's just be positive for a moment, and I'm just gonna get this car jacked up, drop all the fluids out of it and start ripping it apart. I don't think I've got enough time today. It's 20 past 12. I don't think I've got enough time to get to a point where I'm dangling a K20 in the hole, but maybe if I pull my finger out. And I mean, to me it makes sense. This car's MOT taxed and insured. The van needs MOT tax and insurance and all that. There's just so much. I'm just going to save myself a lot of hassle, time and money if I just put it all in this car. So that's what we're doing. Got to try and make a conscious effort to pick the camera up every now and again, because before we know it we're going to have a Honda engine in here and no video. But this is where I'm at so far. A big bit of a pile of bits building up. Going to advertise the radiator, intercooler, turbo manifold, etc. And see what else I take off the car that I might just sell on. I'm reluctant to sell the engine and gearbox and some of the other bits, because it's just getting harder to find these days at reasonable price. But who knows, will I ever need it again? Who knows? I am going to finish getting the exhaust off next, then dry shafts out after that, gear linkage, wiring, and then I'm pretty much ready to drop it. Donkey is on the floor, and yeah, I'm actually quite sad to not be using this engine anymore, but whatever. And hang on, the engine bay is empty, needs a really good clean. You wouldn't believe that this engine bay was painted like 3 years ago, or however long ago it was. I'm going to put some bits away in the shed, so I've got some space here, and then get the car down, get the van down. Guys, I'm calling it a night. I've had enough. By the time I've packed up and got a lift home, it's going to be like 9:30, I reckon, and there's no point just flogging it. But I got my test fit, so I'm over the moon about that. Brake kind of fits, like master cylinder fits. Water pump's going to fit. Alternator and everything. Going to need to make a new downpipe. Heater isn't going to work down here. Probably ditch that. Exhaust is going to be squeaky. God knows what I'll do there, but I'll figure that out. Pretty stoked though.